You're an experiment gone out of control.
No, I'm in complete control.
The aliens created the Guyver to fix their mistakes.
You're this. I'm the final product.
Alright guys, tonight we're going to be going over the Elite Creature Collectibles ECC Dark Hero Guyver Zoanoid bust. It is life-size 1:1. It's made off the original mold that was used for the movie, and the bust was produced by Steve Wang, working with ECC to create this magnificent masterpiece here. One of my favorite items I have in my collection by far. It has a pretty awesome personal connection for me. I've always been a huge Guyver fan, but I remember as a kid finding Guyver Dark Hero and just falling madly in love with that movie. Watched it 1,000 times, forced my family to watch it, my friends to watch it. I think I liked it more than any maybe 12-year-old really should, but it was an absolute favorite for mine. Let's see, this, every single time I'm walking through the room, I take a minute and I look at it. It has such presence for me. It connects me to so many memories, so many, I guess, you know, daydreams about Guyver and characters and the design. I learned more about the things that I loved from seeing this piece and learning details that you couldn't necessarily see in the movie itself, because it's not been in most HD senses up to date. So it's a little bit dated. I think that there's some European copies that are on Blu-ray, but for the most part in America it's only ever been DVD and some streaming. So I look forward to a remaster of that, please, and also another sequel, which, you know, who knows if that'll ever happen, but probably not. Let's start with the piece here. It is 33 inches tall, I believe, from the description. It is right now sitting on a round table here, so it's a little bit higher than it normally would be, but let's start at the base and work our way up, okay? I will show you it initially, I guess, off here so you can get a sense. It's amazing because it's a piece that in so many ways it looks almost just as cool with the lights off. There are some amazing details we'll get to in there, but let's start off. Lights off, and look at the base here. It's a really clean base. It has the exact same base, other than the nameplate, as the Guyver 1 unit from ECC, which I need to absolutely get ever since I saw that video with Alex reviewing it. It is a very clean base. It's obviously designed after a Guyver unit. It doesn't look like any Guyver unit from the movie, but you can tell that it's a bit of an homage to it. I personally would have preferred it actually looked like the Guyver Zoanoid Guyver unit. I think that would have been really cool. I get that maybe like size-wise that wouldn't really work, but I think Crane deserves it. So you see the nameplate, Guyver Zoanoid. I believe on the Guyver one it says Guyver Dark Hero. It's got an AC/DC plug. It is just toggle on and off in the back. Let's see here. And there's not really a whole lot of detail beyond that. It's nice and clean. It doesn't distract from what you're looking at. Moving up, let's take a look at the body here. It's all one solid piece, other than the spike, the head spike that was removed. It's a good magnet on there. I'll put that back. But the rest of it's all solid. Also, the the piece itself, once you have it off, it's generally light for what you would think comparatively. Some of these statues behind me are, I believe, heavier than it is. Paint job, fantastic. Whatever light you can provide on it, it will show you new facets of color mixing or sheens. There's almost a metallic purple quality to it. I think obviously when they were designing this character for the movie, they based it off of the Guyver 3 unit from the anime and manga, and just chose a different route. It wasn't on Agito anymore. It was on a Kronos employee named, what was his name? I said it earlier, but he is not a good guy. In the anime and manga, Agito goes from what looks like a bad guy to being a good guy to maybe eventually he'll be a bad guy again. But yeah, this character for the movie, it just stays bad. I still very much thought it was a really cool character, especially the idea that's added that he's a Zoanoid that gets the Guyver unit. Great design. I feel like the Zoanoid form for him is it's very reminiscent of the creature from the Black Lagoon. I believe that's something that was probably honoring that. And then to take what was an already cool creature design and then bump it to the next level and make it a Guyver on top of that, I think is a level of complexity you don't normally see in movies. So that was something I definitely appreciated throughout the years. But it has a lot of Guyver 3 design qualities. I mean, the spiked center point right here, the spikes off the top head, definitely the color scheme itself, everything speaks to Guyver 3. So props for turning that into something that's pretty cool and unique. But they also kind of merged the character with Guyver 2 from the anime and manga because of the broken control metal. So I get where they were going from. I think I would have probably preferred him being more Guyver 2 and leave Guyver 3 to be an ally in the movie or a sequel to that. I think that would have been really cool, or maybe a hint to Guyver 3. But either way, love the character. Let me rotate here. So, like I was saying, paint job is phenomenal. There's so many details in the sculpt. There's this really cool cracking that's through the armor everywhere that has a lot of detail in it. It has what is painted to look like almost like an oxidation or like a rusting of it, that the color is the flaking off as the crack goes. You can tell that it's on purpose and it achieves a wonderful effect. I'll try and put some close-up shots onto the video so that everybody can see it. The back has a standard flat black for part that is not the creature design. It goes in to the base with a simple simple key. But as far as sculpt, it is directly from the movie. Like I said earlier, it has it was based off a mold originally from the movie. So design it evokes the original design exactly. Paint job looks like it's straight from the movie. There are sometimes when I can get just the right lighting on there with like purples and things that it feels like I'm looking at the movie, which is stellar. I can't wait to get Guyver 1 of the same bust and see them, face to face. I just think that would be, like my childhood in the living room here. So beyond that, let's look at the eyes now. For the eyes, they have this fantastic kind of a lens with like a holographic gem-like quality on the inside. It's reminiscent of what you would think of like of a giant fly's eye kind of a thing, that multi reflection kind of honeycombing inside there, and it's really cool. I mean, just appreciating the eye even when it's not on is fantastic. You can see for the control metal, they've put the exact same from the movie, kind of a crack through it. It's got a light going around the control metal that actually pulses. So it's not a standard just on and off, but it actually has the same effect as when he's kind of going critical in the movie, which is really cool. The chrome on both the control metal and whatever, sensory balls these are, it's fantastic. I mean, it looks like just regular, chrome. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, all in all, this is one of my favorite pieces of all. It's different than, let's say, the Prime 1 Guyver 1, which is based off the anime. That is probably my favorite of all full character pieces. This is my first bust, and honestly, I've been looking at this bust without ever thinking I was actually going to get it for years before I'd ever collected statues, and it seemed like a pipe dream to ever have it. I had a stimulating opportunity come up that made this possible, and I jumped on it, and I'm so glad I did. I found a guy in Italy that was selling it on eBay, and he made a great deal with me. Yeah, I believe also that correct me if I'm wrong, please, but there is no review of this anywhere in the world that I could see. I found a video with a few quick shots. I mean, there's the video on the ECC webpage, which is just some cool still pictures, but this, I believe, is the very first review of it worldwide. So I feel very privileged to have been able to do that. Please, guys, if you have any questions, I'd love to fill you in. I'm going to add some great shots before and after this video to see some of the up-close details. And I enjoyed chatting with everybody in the last video, so please keep it up. Make sure you like and subscribe. Let's grow this channel so we can do more of this. And have a great day, guys.